All right, started.
Okay.
All right. First thing on the first part of your test, I'm going to ask you, please give me the first 6 or 5 terms. So no matter what the equation is, let's
How
say
many questions of that?
3 probably. So like 3n over 6n minus 1. If I ask you for the first 5 terms, what that means is you have to go and find
And
all the 5 terms, which means you have to plug in 1 into this. So 3 times
so
1,
plug in 1 for n.
6,
and 2 for n.
1 minus 1. So that's going to be 3 over 5.
We'll literally have the exact same question like this,
We'll have a question like this.
but different numbers.
But question like this, different numbers.
Oh, square.
Well, but I could put anything here, though. I could put like n squared. I could put whatever.
I know. What
Yeah,
I mean.
yeah.
Like just plug in for n for 5 terms. Like
So yeah, so you plug it in for 1, then you plug it in for
nothing
2.
more than 5, right?
So 5 or 6, depending on
Oh,
what it is.
okay.
So like 6 over 12 minus 1 is 11. This one will be 9 over 18 minus 1, 17. This one's going to be 12 over 24 minus 1, 23. This is going to be 15 over 30 minus 1, 29.
Amen.
Okay.
Next.
So you just find the first 5 terms. When I say find the first 5 terms, you basically plug in 1, plug in 2, plug in 3, plug in 4, plug in 5, and list them up.
It's pretty nice.
Pretty straightforward.
So that's 3
And
questions.
I'm going to make 3 questions with different formulas like that, okay?
Okay, wait. So how many points? Oh, you don't do it by like all the same amount of points.
No, depending on the difficulty. So. All right, next
I'm
part.
asking for another piece.
So this.
What?
What?
You're gonna mess up my practice.
Well, that's
The
gonna be on a
arithmetic.
video and that's someone else's test. Like
That's not a test. Don't worry about it. All right, so this one's going to be the arithmetic section. I don't know how to spell.
it says it right.
Yeah, I'll say arithmetic on the top.
Ooh, could you write down all the formulas that we need to know, like right now?
I'll put that right here. So
Yeah.
for this
We'll have
one,
different sheets
the
up.
formula is going to be. But I'm not giving you it as a sheet. Like you're not getting the formula.
No,
I know, but right
so
now,
at the end
like-
of the, I
Oh, yeah,
think
sure,
you
sure.
write it down so when I review, I can see all the.
So since this is an arithmetic sequence, so we're just talking about the pattern in certain positions.
T1
Tn equals
equals T1 minus D
plus d.
plus D parenthesis and minus 1.
Good.
Amen.
Okay. So that's for arithmetic. Now I'm going to give you 3 questions of arithmetic sequence. The first one, will I say, is the basic one, where I give you T1 equals, I don't know, 10, and D equals -2. In this section, I'm going to ask you to please make the rule, so make the equation, and be able to plug in the 30 or the 20th term, okay?
And that's just n.
That'll be n. So you're going to do 2 parts to each one. So the first part, I need to find the equation. But
so
since
it would be Tn equals 10
Minus 2.
minus 2 times n minus 1.
good.
Oh, so that's point.
Then I'll ask you, please give me T20 of this one. So if you want T20, you're going to do
T
10
minus 2.
minus 2 times 20 minus 1.
Oh, okay.
And then you would just do the math.
And then what would be the other types?
40.
Wait, I wouldn't have to solve it. I would just have to.
You actually have to solve it. So
The
so
first one
The
too.
first one
this
you
one
can't
is
solve.
this one is just this. You could technically distribute to simplify it, but I don't need you to do that.
So you just want us to leave it like that.
That's your
Just give
rule,
me the
yeah.
equation and
Literally
then solve
plug
it.
it into
There'll be
that.
2 parts. Give me the equation, solve the answer. And then over here, you actually do the math. What is this? 40 minus 2 is 38. 28 minus 40.
Okay, and then what's the other 2 types of questions? You said this one's fairly easy.
So that's like the straightforward one. Like that shows me you know the equation at all. Okay? If you don't know this, you're not going to do the others. Next one, I'll give you like the first couple steps of the pattern. 12, 15, 18, 21, dot, 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 dot.
Oh, so you know the D is plus 3.
So for this one, you have to extrapolate from the information that the D is 3 and that your T1
Is 12.
is 12. So you have to like understand what T1 and D mean. So that's what this question tests.
Alright, and then the same thing, write just the equation and then
Yeah. So then
solve for whatever it
So
says.
Tn
Equal.
equals 12 plus 3
yes, Summer.
and minus 1.
And minus 1. And then you would plug in 20 if again. I'm not going to do that again, but you basically
Plug
have
in
to.
20.
Well, if I ask you to do 20, you do 20. If I ask you 30, you do 30. Find T30. The third one is the one where you have to find it on when I give you 2 random terms. For example, let's say T5 is 52, and T10 is 82.
Fine.
Let's do 82 just to be safe. All right.
Okay, so could you write the equation for this?
So for this one, I guess I could put it here. If you need to find the pattern, so you can find the D. In this case, it's like the slope, right? So the slope is going to be T.
Oh, y1
and yeah, so
minus y2
mhm.
over x1 minus x2.
Yeah, I'll just do it in this version. Tn minus Tm. M is just a different letter than N.
Okay.
N minus M. But you could think of it as y1, y2, x1, x2.
So it would be 5 minus 10 and 52 minus 82?
A little different. 82 minus 52, because those are my y's. That's my results. What I plug into the equation is a 10 and a 5.
Oh, okay.
So then I will get
30
this.
over 5,
30 over 5,
which is just
6. So 6 is my
Six
D.
your D.
Now I need T1. In order to guarantee getting T1, I'm going to reuse my equation.
Oh, but could I do what I did? 6
You could
times
also,
5
you
and
could go
then
backwards, yeah.
Subtract. Okay.
Just be careful with that. Always check your work on that situation.
Oh, right.
You could just, you know, this is step 5, right? So if you just keep counting 6 backwards, you'll get to step 1 eventually. Which is totally,
52 divided by 6.
no, that's not going to get you it.
Where'd you
So-
go backwards.
don't listen to what I said.
So
Yeah,
52
don't worry about it.
minus 6, 52 minus 6, 52, whatever.
4
52.
times, right?
Yeah,
To
4
get to
times.
1.
Which is what you basically do when you do the equation.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
All right. So I want
Did I get
to,
minus points when I was doing that equation?
no, unless you, when you give me the final answer, if you give me the final answer correctly, you'll get the credit.
Like, but you know what I'm. Okay.
I understand what you do. So then plus 6, oh, that's a D.
So it'll be 28.
T1 plus 6 times 5 minus 1, because I use this point here, T5 equals 52. So it's just like y equals x plus b, a little different, but pretty much the same. 6 times 5 is, or 6 times 4 is 24.
4. Oh, okay. 6 times 4.
And then, so T1 is going to be 28.
Wait, could we just try the thing that I was saying?
Sure. So if you knew it was 52,
Minus 6, minus 6.
minus
So
6.
6 times 4 is what? 24.
Yeah, minus 24, which is what we do here anyway. So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. This is it's perfectly
It's an
fine.
easier like, way to do it.
However you think about it, I don't care.
I thought about it that way. I'm not
Good.
learning another equation.
So Tn
It's the
equals
same equation,
28
plug it in.
plus 6 and minus 1.
So wait, the 28 is the T. Oh, okay. And then you'll tell us what to plug in N for, or that equation you'll know.
And then I have to give you another one, like, and give me T20 in that case.
Oh, and then we just add
Yeah.
the 20. Oh,
So each time you're making an equation and plug it in something, I tell you, okay?
and this is just arithmetic.
That was all arithmetic.
For geometric, that's how you say it, right?
Mm-hmm.
When we have to find the term,
Mm-hmm.
like you know how we did y1 minus, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Is it the same thing?
Kind of, yeah.
So,
But it's geometric, so you got to think of it a little different. So let me do that next. That's the next section anyway. Hold on. So this is geometric. The equation in this one is Tn equals T1 times R and minus 1.
that's just to find.
That's the generic equation. So kind of like the arithmetic,
And R is the D, right?
R is the equivalent to the D in this one. So in this one, number 1, again, it's just testing if you even know the formula. T1 equals 8. R equals 2. So,
No more combined buttons.
so Tn equals 8 times 2 n minus 1. That would be the equation right there. Then I'll ask you to plug in, like, let's say T6. So 8 times 2, 6 minus 1,
I'm a bit confused. So you gave us T1
and R. Yeah, so the first one, again, is the easy one. You just plug it in, basically.
And then, and then you would tell us to find T6. Just
Mhm.
Oh, the answer is 256.
So 2
So
to the 5th power.
it's
It is
32.
32.
Okay.
And then it'll be
okay.
256, yeah. Yep. That's 1.
That was pretty easy, but I don't think you can do it.
2, next time, is the pattern one
So
where you
you're
have
just basically taking questions off the test and just switching the answer.
No.
to switch in numbers, yeah. But I mean, these are the questions we've been doing the whole time. It's just I'm just putting them all in order for you. So this one, you get the pattern. So you need to identify what your T1 is, which is 4 in this case. And you need to identify what you're multiplying or dividing by. In this case,
We're dividing by 4.
good, but it's because my R has to be in the multiplication, I'm technically multiplying by 1/4. So I have to think of it like that.
How do you find it?
You could always go backwards and just do the number here divided by the number before. So 1 divided by 4 is 1/4. 1/4 divided by 1 is 1/4. They should always work.
Okay.
Wait, so you said 1?
But how does that help you find what you got?
Because you need to find R.
I need you to find the equation.
So R always has to be in multiplication.
R
always has to be in multiplication. So you have to go from left to right.
to be division, yeah.
I mean right to left.
Right to left would be multiplication. Oh, wait. Left to right is multiplication. My fault. This is
So how do I
multiplication.
go from right to left to see how to get the 1 to 4?
I'll have to go red to figure out what is to do green in the inverse. Or the reciprocal.
You have an
Universe.
extra packet.
Not right now.
Because 1 times 1 over 4 is
Wait,
1
so I
over
don't know if
4.
that means there's
Yeah.
5 lessons today.
Wait. Yeah, that's right. So that would be going correct.
Monday, so.
So you're going from here to here. You don't want to go from here. You don't want to go from here to here. You want to go
so
from here
much
to here.
easier
Yeah.
on themselves if in the morning they sent us that it's both there and back because we have high hopes for the afternoon and then they're like, sorry, thank you for your patience and concern. I'm like,
So I set up the equation. Then I will give you something that you do in your calculator, T over 6 or something like that. Okay? The third one is when I give you 2 points. T2 equals, let's say 100.
T2 or T? Oh.
They
T2.
would text later.
T4 equals 25.
how many times?
So to find the R, this is the best way to find the R, okay?
Why is it dividing?
Wait, why did you ask for T2 and T4?
Here's the next question.
Why is it going? Why is it
Oh,
dividing?
you're asking for 2 things?
No, I'm giving you this.
Oh, we want to find the pattern.
Yeah. So we need to find the R.
25.
The best way to find the R is first figure out
Actually, once they told us at 12.
how far am I going from here to here? How far am I going from T2 to T4?
7.
No. Just 2 steps in this part. 2 steps, right?
Why was that funny?
So you're at 100,
It's fun.
blank,
No one.
25, right? That means I would have to multiply something and multiply something again.
Why is it only going by 1 step? I thought it was 2 steps. You said.
Yeah,
But you're missing 3. You're not missing.
you're missing step 3.
3 and 4.
So this is 2, 3, 4, right? So in this case, I know my R happens twice, right? Or I multiplied R twice to get from 100 to 25.
Okay.
So what you're going to do is 100 times R squared equals 25. Because 100, R times R gave you 25.
So you would only do this. What would you do if there was like the T4 was T to the 5th, like T5?
If it was T5, that would be, let's say it was
R to the
T5.
third.
Okay, so
This
it
would be-
the same equation but R to the 3rd.
R to the third, and whatever your result would be. In this case, would be 12.5 or something like that. Okay?
That sounded so wrong from like.
All right. So R squared equals, I want to get R squared by itself. So R squared equals 1/4.
So you always put the first term that you do have and the last term that multiply it by R whatever.
Yeah.
It's like he's interpreting like really got the result. He can figure it out. Yeah. That's why he said next.
Then, I need R by itself. So what am I going to do to both sides? Square root it. What's the square root of 1/4?
Oh no, 20.
The square root of 1 is 1. And the square root of 4 is 2. So 1 over 2.
That was stupid.
That's the answer.
Well, that's the R. I need the
Equation.
T1, right? Which I need the the
Oh, so
equation.
then you multiply
100 by a half.
Good. No, not multiply.
Divide.
Divide, because I'm going backwards, right? So 100 divided by a half,
No. Oh yeah, you're trying to find.
which would be 200, I guess, right?
So
Oh, that's T1. I need you to just write your equation. Tn equals 200 times a half to the n power. N minus 1 power.
And then you give us n, plug it in, whatever.
Yeah, I'll give you n6 or something.
That's the whole test.
No. That's sequences, okay?
We learned that E thing.
Mm-hmm. The sigma.
It's the last thing we're gonna.
There is, I forgot. Is there different sigmas for arithmetic and geometric?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. There's different formulas for it.
So many equations.
Live, love, laugh. Did you write the equation on top?
So for this one,
Is this arithmetic?
this is sigma now. There's gonna be either. So
There's a sequence equation and there's the sums of arithmetic and
okay.
Oh my lord.
For this one, this part of the section, you're gonna have to convert the expression into a sigma notation.
Which is, what's the second?
Are you gonna tell us on the test if it's
It'll be in the instructions in bold.
or
Not in this part, no. So
How many questions of sigma are there on the test? 3?
there'll be two, so 4 in this case. And so this section will be 4, right? This
For
one,
arithmetic and geometric each?
well, no, 1 each. So 1 arithmetic, 1 geometric.
So how is there 4?
You'll see. So let's say it's n equals 1, 5, and let's say 7n.
This is what we'll get on the test.
Something like this. I'm going to ask you, please expand this, right? It's like, what does this mean, actually? So what it's going to be,
Kindly decline.
so I'm not going to say please on the test, to be fair. So I'm going to figure out, it's 7 times 1 plus
Why?
7 times 2, because all I do is plug in 1 to 5, plus 7 times 3, plus 7 times 4. I'm not going to ask you to actually do the math unless you really want to. 7 times 5.
Okay, so this is exactly what we did in kind of like the first problem.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But just know there should be pluses on them, okay? All right.
Yeah, you're just adding the
So
sum
7.
is the answer.
Yep. 14, 21, 28, 35. You actually add that up, whatever that is, okay?
That's the answer?
Whatever the answer is. So 7, 22, what is this? 21 times,
Got it, Mr. Keenan.
wait a second. This is 42, 80, 84, 105.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
All right.
taking my SATs in one. I signed
Yeah.
up for it on like I'm taking and why I can.
you start studying yet?
I'm not studying.
You're not gonna study for your SATs?
No. Because the
Not
colleges I
studying
want
for
to go to,
SATs?
no, because the colleges I want to go to are optional. So if I do good, I do good. If I do bad, I do bad. I'm not stressing around.
What college do you wanna go to?
Not your concern.
For this one, we're going to do plug in 1, plug in 2, plug in 3. So 3 times 1/4
No,
to the 1 minus 1 is a 0 power. 3 to the 1/4 to the 1 power.
So it's the same thing.
Yeah.
Which else of you guys hate the dentist?
To the 2nd power.
I hate the dentist.
I love them.
What?
So 3
They, like, squeak my-
plus
I
3/4
cried, I cried.
plus 3/16.
My mom said she'd rather give birth than go to the dentist. She has PTSD because one time they had to take out a tooth and the numbing didn't work.
To make sure that this is all the same, we need a common denominator. Again, if you use your calculator, it helps out.
Okay.
But
And
12
then-
over 16, and this would be 16.
Oh, why'd
30.
you write just 3?
3 to 1/4 to 0 power is 1, so 3 times 1 is 3.
Nancy makes me cry.
32, 48.
Wait, why didn't you do 3?
Wait, what the frick?
3 1/4 to the 3 minus 1, which is 2.
We're gonna just do it by calculator.
It's right here.
Oh, okay, I got it.
I almost got it. So this is 60, 63. 63 over 16. They don't have a common denominator, so you're good.
That's the only thing you have to do for 6.
The answer is 63
No.
over 16.
Yes.
But there's gonna be 2 questions like that.
So one for arithmetic, one for geometric. And then I'm going to ask you for the reverse based
No,
on
well,
it.
the first one we did, right, was arithmetic or geometric?
The first one was arithmetic, and the second
But
one happened to
there's
be geometric.
there's no like equation for it.
You're right. I didn't want an equation for that. You're going to see where I'm going to do the equations. You're going to see when I get there.
Okay.
So then the other part is change this series in sigma notation. So in this one, it's kind of the reverse.
Wait, do the geometric one for that one.
I'm going to do both. So 2 plus 4.
No, for the one we just did.
The
The second one was geometric.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So I'm going to give you something like this, okay?
Yummy.
So it's 2 plus 4 plus 6 plus blah, blah,
Okay,
blah, blah.
Dad, the sigma notation,
Okay.
would it be n equals 2 on the bottom or 1?
No, always n equals 1.
Okay, and then on top will be 1,000.
No.
No?
Let's figure it out. So for this one,
Not letting the bell that was being put in the
first off, tell me what kind of pattern is this. Hopefully this is clear. What pattern is this?
Arithmetic.
Good. So you're going to have to be able to tell that's arithmetic. I'm not telling you in this specific sense that this is an arithmetic sequence. So in this one, I know I started at 2, then I go to 4, I go to 6, probably 8, 10, 12, all the way up to 1,000, right?
So why don't you just divide by 2 to get to 1,000 and then it'd be 500 and then...
So what we're going to do is n equals 1.
Can't you just do 500? You obviously know it's 500 because it's 2.
You just said what after what I said?
Because it's
Yeah. But wait. Let me just explain how to do it, okay? So then, I know T1 in this case is 2. And I know some mystery number, Tn, I don't know what n is 1,000, okay? Do I know what my difference is in this case?
Yep.
Happens also
Plus
be 2.
2.
Good, a positive 2.
What is T to 0.1? What is that?
No,
TN.
N. Meaning he doesn't know what the bottom, like...
I don't know what n is.
equals 1,000.
Even though, yeah, you can figure out it's 500, but let's just say you didn't know. So
Can I
that-
just give it to you as 500 and you'll take it, or I can just
The other one won't be easy enough that you can do in your head like that, so you need to do it like this.
I was like, what did
So 1,000, guys.
Guys, because I actually shopping.
So T1 is 2 plus 2 n minus 1. Remember, in this case, I don't know what n is.
Oh, this is arithmetic, so you put the arithmetic equation...
Yes, you have to
plug in
know.
the 1,000 for the Tn.
Yes, so I need to find n, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Tn.
2 plus 2n minus 2. The 2's happen to cancel out. Just happens to cancel out. That doesn't always happen. 1,000 divided by 2. Like these two happen to cancel out. It doesn't always happen.
It equals 500.
N equals 500. So now I know I'm on the top of my sigmotation.
500.
500. And what's going to go in here is actually something you already did. It's this equation. 2 plus 2 n minus 1.
Oh, okay.
So the equation goes into here. So you want the first term and you want your last term. The trick in this one is, I don't tell you what the last term is. So you have to find it.
What do you mean?
Which is the 500.
Like, I didn't know this was the 500 step.
You wouldn't give that to me.
I would not give you that as the 500 step, no. You have to find out it's 500 step, just like we did. I'll do a
How would I
geometric.
find that though?
We just did that.
we
No,
just-
but how would I find it without him giving me a TN?
you
know 1,000 is Tn because...
But are you gonna
know
give us a
N
dot
is.
dot dot plus like that? Number?
yeah, this whole thing is given.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I was just have to do it.
And the
exactly
last
same.
number that you don't know after all the dot 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 is Tn. So instead of, you know how like where it says 1,000 equals 2, instead of that 1,000 in the regular equation would be Tn. So you just substitute it to find n and that's it.
What? I
Next
don't
one.
understand what you said. N goes on the top of
Wait,
the
could you
sigma,
go
right?
back, Miss Ritzy, so you
Sure.
can explain it? So you're given this equation. Now you always know this is gonna be when you're trying to find n in this thing to write on top, okay? You always know this is Tn because you're finding Tn. Now when he wrote this equation, this is the regular arithmetic equation, but over here would usually be Tn. And you know this is Tn, like it equals each other, so you just substitute 1,000 to find n and that's it.
I know I want to get to 1,000.
Oh, I knew that.
Yeah, I don't know what step is
That's
1,000.
I thought you were completely saying something else.
Okay, no, you know. So let's go. Plus 24 minus 48
Times by negative
plus
2.
dot 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 dot. Let's go to. Oh no, we'll call it there. Actually, let's do that. I'm just using.
You go.
Okay, this one's
so
not.
What do you,
So this is not too bad, right? Because
wait,
this
I don't get it.
is not that hard. So
You didn't
this,
do the dot dot dot.
I know. I purposely didn't do the dot dot dot.
So on the test, we're not gonna have dot 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 for geometric.
Maybe. Well, I'm going to show you. You should be able to do it regardless.
Oh,
Now-
Mr. T, I
Oh,
said
so-
this 1 minute and 2 minutes. I swear, I show you the text from my mom.
Hold up. So this
N
one,
equals 1.
you always start with
So
n
let's say
equals
we
1.
always start the e, and then the n minus n equals 1.
Mhm.
We'll always get credit for that.
Yes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
then-
his mom is actually here.
Sorry.
All right, go ahead, man.
Sorry.
So then
If you fail the test, it's on you.
4.
Not failing the test, 'cause I'm the GOAT. Since
Have a
you
good
say
weekend.
every
Have a
year.
good
You too, brother.
Wait, how'd you get that? How'd you get
Oh, I could see. I literally could see. It's the 4th step. Like I don't even have to do any special math for that.
What do you mean?
Oh, so we just have to do the equation?
Yeah, this one you just have to make the equation.
Wait,
Oh, okay,
wait.
that's really easy.
How do you know it's the fourth step?
Because
Oh,
1,
but
2, 3, 4.
Oh,
It's
it's
not
the
part
last
of the
step.
dot
There you
dot dot.
Alright.
With the dot dot dot, you have to figure it out. But this one is given to you,
This
basically.
one would be 6.
So Tn is 4.
So I know T1 is,
6.
and what is my R in this case?
Your R is -2.
-2. Good. So since it's, and then notice that it's geometric. You have to notice that.
Is
I'm
there
not
supposed to
telling
be
you.
commas there? I don't get it.
Minus plus minus.
That's too like.
Yeah, that's how you know it's a sequence.
-2.
So then it's going to be 6 times
times -2 and -1.
and minus 1.
How did you get that?
Because it's the regular equation for geometry.
Yeah, I'll keep it up.
In this case,
We read this class at 12.
If so, we got to hurry up for the last couple of questions.
and 1252.
All right, so that's this.
What do you mean, couple of questions?
We have, now we're going to actually use the formulas to do some math, okay?
What formula?
You'll see. So this one, that was converting a series into a sigma and sigma into series. So that was that section. This section is actually using the sigma notation. So let's say
Yummy.
n equals
1.
1, let's say, I don't know, 28. And this is going to be 3n
So I have
minus
to make the series.
7. No, you don't want to because this is 28. So this is like too long. This one, you want to actually find the answer to this. So the formula for this one,
Answer for n.
yes, for the sum of the nth step for arithmetic. This is for
That's a
arithmetic.
5.
S. Sum for the nth step
Okay.
is going to be n t1 plus tn over 2.
What is that?
That's the find the sum,
Yeah.
which is just the 3n minus 7.
Hmm. Which is the
But how do we know what T1 is?
T1? Well, that's a good question. How do I find T1? So in this case, if I need to find T1, I could just plug in 1 into the equation. So 3 times 1 minus 7, -4. So my T1 is -4. I need my Tn, in this case T28. Sn just means sum of this number.
And then plug in 28.
So plug in 28. So 3 times
Would your
28.
n and Tn be the same? No,
120.
oh, never mind. The 20. Oh, okay, never mind.
So 112. 112 minus 7, 105.
So I could do it. 28
And then
parentheses, -4.
Point out
plus
that it's also 28, right? So then it's going to be
28 parentheses -4 plus 105 over 2.
over 2. I'm going to need your calculator for this. Actually, not really.
I got you,
101.
bro. I got you. -4 plus 105
I'll probably do it for
times 28 divided by 2. Ah, boom. 14, 104.
14, 104?
14, 14.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we should do it like with our recursive formula.
No recursive formula. We didn't do recursive
What's a
formula.
recursive formula?
I'm not teaching it, and I'm not going to teach
Okay,
it.
whatever. That's for arithmetic.
Yes.
Okay.
And the way to tell this is arithmetic, the best way to tell is if you look at the n.
Oh, it's not into a power.
Yeah, it's just times
It's
something.
multiplied.
And let's say even if you forget that, what you could do is just plug in 1, plug in 2, plug in 3, and just witness the pattern from there.
continue. Okay.
So worst case scenario, that's what you could do.
So that you would just leave the n. You're technically just finding for n,
Yeah, I'm just asking you to evaluate this,
which is n.
which is the sum. Technically, this is the sum at the 28th step. So all the steps from 1 to 28. So we say S28, but you don't have to write that. Just give me the answer. This is going to be a single number. So the next one, let's do one if it was geometric, let's say.
Wait, so on the test, you're gonna give us the one that's dot 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 or no?
That could be an option you get, yes.
But you'll only get one option for geometric and one option for arithmetic, and one might be.
I don't know. Like, I could add questions or delete questions. It doesn't really matter.
What are you at?
That's all I
Real?
think.
Real?
5, 2,
I skipped through it.
and minus
That's
1.
smashed to the floor. It's only funny at the end. So what would you do?
So this one,
5n,
wait.
5, 2,
Wait.
1 minus 1.
The equation for this one, this is a geometric of the sum, is going to be, let me just remember. T1 times 1 minus r to the n power over 1 minus r. This is the formula for a geometric sigma. The geometric
The sum?
sigma. Yeah, the sum. So in this case, I need T1, which I can figure out T1 by plugging something in. 1. So what is T1 in this case?
Just 5.
10.
Just 5, because 1 minus 1 is 0, so T to
Hold
0.
on.
Then I need R, which should be identifiable. It's always the number in the exponent.
So just 1.
No, 2. Inside the, I'm sure, sorry, the base of the exponent.
The way Michael.
And then N should be obvious. What is N in this case?
1.
No.
0.
No, it's where I end up, which is 6. Because this term is 6.
That's always what that is.
Yes, in these
So
situations.
then you would just plug it in now.
Yeah, let's plug it in.
So T1, so just
5, 1 minus 2 to the
6
power over
over
1 minus 2.
I'll do that.
So 5,
How would you do it in the parentheses? Would I do 2 to the 6 power first?
63. I would do 2 to the 6th power and then just subtract 1 from it and make it negative. Negative 1. So that's going to be 30, 15. Double negative, so they cancel out. I want to do one more, the infinite ones, okay?
Yum.
So the infinite sum, so you know it's infinite when there's an infinite on top. N equals 1. 7, a half power, n minus 1, let's say. In this situation, if it's an infinite one, the equation is very simple. Here's the equation on the right. And that equation is simply, what's this? Here's my infinite ones. There it goes. T1 over 1 minus r. So this is, if it's
an
an
infinite for arithmetic.
infinite, there's only infinite and it's only
So
geometric.
T1 would be
Infinite only is work for geometric.
So T1 would just
So
be
you're never
7.
gonna give us an.
No, you cannot get an infinite with arithmetic.
So T1 is just 7. R is a half. So then
Now,
7 over 1 minus a half.
remember, this only works if it is in between negative 1 r is in between negative 1 and 1.
The
If it's
answer
not
Is what? 0.
The answer is
0,
14.
0.5, 0.25, 1/4, you know, things
The
like
answer
that.
is 14.
Good. So 7 over 1 minus a half equals 7 over a half. 7 divided by a half
For it to
is
be an
14.
infinite equation, it has to be a 0.5 in the R.
Or something between negative 1 and
Wait,
1.
what'd you just find?
I just found the answer to this.
How?
Because they add up to 14. All the numbers, if you kept adding it over and over.
T1 is 7
Yes.
Are we done?
over 1 minus r. R is 1/2. Oh,
Mhm.
okay.
If you get something bigger than, let's say, you get bigger than 1, you just right there say either divergent or no sum. Or infinite sum. You can actually say that.
Coming on now.
Alright, no solution.
No solution is fine. Some indication that it's not normal.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Okay, thank you.
Hopes this helps.